In the very last content lecture, I just want to talk about the form of geovisualization that I call geographic storytelling. More and more, there is a growing realization that geospatial data should be used to do more than just make a map or make a chart or make some fancy 3D visualization. That it has to be a part of a bigger story so that it has greater impact. And so there's a lot more of an importance now to tell stories through geographic data than there was before. And in fact, I'll tell you that I've seen a number of jobs being advertised recently that ask for people who have geographic storytelling technology experience, where data, maps, and narrative are all integrated together. Generally, those potential employers are looking for people who have some experience with what is called ArcGIS story maps. And ArcGIS story maps uses online geographic information systems, particularly the ArcGIS online program, to make maps using either data that's publicly available and sort of shared throughout the whole constellation of the ArcGIS online system, or through something that's called the Living Atlas, which is a bunch of curated data that is made available by Esri. These data can then be made into online maps. After the online maps are made, they can be integrated into this other product, which is called Story Maps, which allows you to build text and narrative to help to tell a story about geographic data. So I'll just briefly show you examples of each of these. This shows my ArcGIS online account. Everything's sort of squished together here, so I apologize for that. But the ArcGIS online account has a lot of the same abilities that we have in ArcGIS Pro. It's just not as powerful. You can't do as much with it, but you can do some pretty cool stuff with it, actually. This is a layer of data that I brought in on total fertility rate around the world. I then modified the colors of the layers. I can also share this as feature data that can then be used in ArcGIS Pro. And you can run some analysis on it as well. But my goal was just to make a map that showed global total fertility rates. And then I saved that. And then I went into Esri's Story Maps product, where I have a series of story maps that I produced for my Geography 101 story with students. And in that, I tell the story of population and demography and how it all works, but include in it these maps, like this map right here. I'm going to expand it, and you'll just be able to see it in this little window right here, so it's not great. But that's where that map actually resides now, in that story map, and is part of a broader story that I tell about a range of different types of demographic statistics to help students to understand the importance of population and demography around the world. So that sort of storytelling is really becoming important. A lot of it takes some basic knowledge of GIS, which you now have, and then it takes time to accommodate and to get used to the ArcGIS online environment, which I have not done in this class, but you could easily do now because you have experience with ArcGIS Pro. So I encourage you to explore this a little bit and to consider the power of story maps in the work that you do in the future.